Hi everyone, it's Jay here, and these are the releases for the first half of December. So we're going to start with the Kodansha releases, Volume 15, Blood on the Tracks. And in this one, Seiichi gets a phone call from the police that leads to an emotional reunion. And then we have Fairy Tail Omnibus 1. If you haven't started this series yet, now is your chance, because Fairy Tail has been released in an omnibus format, with this one containing volumes 1 to 3 of the story. It's a larger than typical volume as well. Then we have volume 3 of My Summer of You. Now Wataru and Chiharu are in their second year of college, and the two boys can't wait to spend another summer together. Then we've got volume 19, To Your Eternity. After everything that's happened, the tightly knit group makes their way back to live out their days in peace. But there are still knockers out there. Then we've got volume 3 of Windbreaker, released on the 5th of December. In the battle between Bofurin and Shishitoren, tensions rise between the gangs, with each match-up between opponents who have personal scores to settle. We've got a new series, How I Met My Soulmate. Yuki is a 20-year-old college sophomore who has wished for one thing since moving to Tokyo: to find her soulmate. Growing a bit desperate after a long drought, she goes along with a friend to a club for the first time. Just when Yuki begins to despair that she'll ever find a real adult relationship, she meets Iori, a man with bleached hair and a slightly scary demeanour. Then we've got Magic Knight Rayearth. This is a new translation of Clamp's Magic Knight Rayearth. It's a girl-powered adventure manga, perfect for fans of Sailor Moon and She-Ra. The story starts with 3 teenage girls who, whilst on a field trip to Tokyo Tower, come across a magic portal and are transported to another world called Sephiro. There they are summoned through the last remaining strength of the Princess Emerald, who believes the trio will become the magic knights who will save her, as prophesied by legend. Then we've got volume 24 of Yowamushi Pedal, and Ima Izumi is up against his arch-rival and a mountain before he can get to the finish line. Then we've got volume 3 of What This World Is Made Of. The riches and heroism promised by the mysterious app called Six aren't all they were cracked up to be, especially when one failure means fighting off monstrous debt collectors, and every comrade you meet might become a dangerous pawn for the game to turn against you. Is there any hope left for Kanade and Kaname to escape poverty and build a better life? That's being released by Yen Press on the 12th of December. Then we've got volume 4 of Touring After the Apocalypse. Alone after the end of the world, 2 girls tour Japan on a bike, determined to keep sightseeing. In this one, they're trying to find the best hidden spot Saitama has to offer. That is, until they take a detour. And we've got volume 19 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. In this one, not only have Nene and Sumire found themselves trapped in number 6's boundary again, number 6 is actually there. Then we've got The Remarried Empress Volume 5. Things are coming to a head now between the Empress, the Emperor, and his mistress. Rashta's secret has been found out, and Navier must scramble to save her brother from banishment. And that's out on the 12th of December. We've got Volume 2 of The Illustrated Guide to Monster Girls. At the all-girls monster school Monstrum, Class C's performance is right at the bottom. Can a geeky witch and a lazy vampire make any difference? Then we have Volume 3 of The Horizon, and the boy and the girl walk on and on past the desolate landscape and broken people, but all roads must come to an end, and this is the last volume of the series, so make sure you pick this up if you want to find out how it ends. Then we've got Volume 3 of The Geek X Hitman. In the final volume of this series, Marco is making good on his vow to focus on enjoying what he loves, but when his former boss comes after him, he'll have to face some old demons to defend all he holds dear, as Marco fights the truth behind his mysterious past comes to light. Then we've got Volume 5 of The Fiancé Chosen by the Ring, and as Aurora continues to prepare outfits for the Harvest Festival, Felix is determined to protect his fiancée from a suspicious group at any cost, and so he's more than happy to serve as her bodyguard. But this means that until the situation is resolved, they'll be living together. We've got Volume 5 of Shy. A massive attack is launched on Tokyo, and as the hero of Japan, can Shy stand up to the pressure of defending her home turf? Then we've got Volume 2 of Secrets of the Silent Witch. Monica Everett, the powerful but incredibly shy mage, just wants to carry out her mission to guard the second prince in secret, yet her dreams are shattered when the prince takes notice of her talent with numbers. Then we've got a new series, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. As a struggling office worker, Dr. Kim's sole joy in life is an online novel so obscure that he's its only reader. Then one day the story comes to an end, and so does the world. People all around the globe suddenly find themselves being massacred by horrific monsters or pitted against each other in sadistic scenarios straight out of the novel. However, only Dr. is aware that this is merely the first chapter of what is to come, because he knows that devastating plot twists are on the horizon. I think this one sounds really, really interesting. Then we've got Volume 13, Love of Kill. With the truth of the Triad's massacre finally revealed, Ryanka finds himself held captive and is given an ultimatum: serve or die. We've got Volume 2 of Jungle Juice, and every society has its hierarchy, and college student Suchan Yang is at the top of the human one, until he is forced to reveal he has dragonfly wings. He's introduced to a hidden society of fellow human-insect hybrids, and is determined to become top student there. But his first assignment doesn't go as planned. We've got Volume 4 of Hirano and Kagura. 10 seconds is how long Kagi has every day to change Hirano's mind about the whole dating thing. But no matter what he does, Hirano doesn't react. So when Niibashi suggests he do something nice for Hirano, Kagi embraces the idea with open arms. And we've got Volume 2 of Glitch. Compiling what little they know, the investigation club deduces the location that is at the heart of the mystery behind the glitches, but getting in is difficult, so it's off to the library for some research. Then we have Fruits Basket Complete Anime Natsuki Takaya illustrations. In commemoration of the all-new anime adaptation, there are illustrations inspired by each episode, along with commentary from the author, all collected into a single volume. Then we've got a new series, Bungo Stray Dogs Dazai Chuya Age 15. This is set 7 years before the events of Bungo Stray Dogs, when a young Asamu, Dazai, is ordered by Ogai Mori to investigate an ominous rumour. There have been sightings of Mori's deceased predecessor, and the new mafia boss would very much like for the dead to stay buried. Along the way, Dazai runs into a gravity manipulator named Chuya Nakahara, leader of the teenage sheep gang. To solve the mystery, they're going to have to learn to cooperate. Then we've got Volume 2, Blade of the Moon Princess. Princess Kaguya is stranded on the tainted world and hunted by relentless Ume assassins, all while striving to find a way to honour her promise to her mother and return to the moon. We've got Boruto Naruto Next Generations Volume 18. Code and Ida show up in Konoha village in this one, and even Naruto and Sasuke may be powerless to stop them. And that's been released by Viz on the 5th of December. Then we've got Volume 18 of Chainsaw Man. Denji is desperate to tell the world that he's Chainsaw Man, but is he competent enough to pull off a proper reveal? Then we have Volume 8 of Imakoi Now I'm in Love. Miria is staying overnight at a boyfriend's place, whilst Yagyu and Satomi, the supposedly unshakable couple, are feeling a little awkward after a big fight. Then we've got Kaguya-sama Love is War Volume 27. Kaguya and an ally make one last attempt to repair the rift between the Shinomiya and Shijo families in this one. Will it work? We've got My Hero Academia Volume 36. The plan to engage the villains on the heroes' terms has mostly succeeded. Now in different locations around Japan, The heroes and UA students take on the villains in all-out battles. And then we've got a new series release, Neighborhood Story. So peppy and creative teenager Mikako wants nothing more than to make it as a fashion designer. But when she enters art school with her lifelong friend Tsutomu, she finds herself distracted by his sudden popularity and subsequent love life. Despite her feelings, Mikako forms a club with Tsutomu and her friends to sell their creations at a local flea market. But things quickly turn sour. We got volume 7 of Rainbow Days, and ever since Natsuki kissed Anna and collapsed with a fever on their date, she's been anxious to find out what was on her mind. But when she finally hears from him, it's not quite what she expected at all. We've got Sakamoto Days, volume 10. As Sakamoto and his friends hunt for the database at the JCC, Shin winds up in a serious duel with the teacher who might have information on what they want. Then we've got Yona of the Dawn, volume 40. Hiryu Palace is infiltrated, but there's a surprise waiting in the battle, as someone unexpected appears before General Val. Then we have Demon Slayer, Kimetsu Academy, volume 1. This is a spin-off series, obviously, with all the characters in a school and lots of shenanigans going on. For example, Inosuke, Murata and Zenitsu fail their midterm, and so they must endure the harshest math lesson of their life. And then we have volume 14 of Mashley, Magic and Muscles. Rain is driven into a corner by Innocent Zero's fourth son, but when Finn tries to jump in to help, Rain stubbornly refuses his brother's aid. Then we've got One Piece Omnibus 33. Luffy and crew regroup on the Sunny, their trusty vessel, to continue the battle against fearsome Emperor Kaido, but things don't look good when their backup fails to show up. Then we've got volume 11 of Yakuza Lover. Yuri's family discovers their forbidden love affair in this one, and it goes down about as well as you'd expect. That is not well at all. Then we've got Yashahima, Princess Half-Demon, volume 4. The trio continues marching westward in this one when they run into a slimy beast that kidnaps princesses, but a cunning peasant comes to their aid. And then we've got Seventh Time Loop, the villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy, volume 4. Where Arnold offers Riche any gift she'd like, but it's not jewellery or trinkets she asks for, it's a duel. And that's released by Seven Seas Entertainment on the 5th of December. Then we've got volume 13, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? After getting involved in a turf war, Hibiki gets drafted by delinquents and ends up participating in a battle against a bunch of big, tough ladies. Plus, this volume includes tons of new workout routines that will strengthen your body from your core to your fingertips. Then we've got Killing Stalking Deluxe Edition 5. After their trip to the police station and a night together, Sang-woo decides he wants to know more about Bum. This new phase of their warped relationship teeters between thrilling and unnerving, leaving Bum overjoyed one moment and panicked the next. And then we have Les Miserables. This is volume 4, and men whose minds are aflame with idealism gather at the Corinth in the centre of Paris to stage a rebellion, and Marius and Valjean have an unexpected reunion at the barricades. Then we've got volume 4 of the eccentric doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom. Trying to establish a medical practice in the capital has proven to be quite tricky, but as Koyo attempts to get things off the ground, an unexpected encounter with a drunken, lecherous geezer may turn into something more positive. Then we've got Tomo-chan is a Girl Omnibus 1. It contains volumes 1 to 3 of the manga in a single omnibus paperback, and the story follows Tomo and Jun, who have been best friends since they were children, but now that they're in high school, Tomo wants to be more than friends, but Jun just sees her as one of the guys. Tomo may be a tomboy, but she's determined to prove to Jun that she's a woman too. Then we've got volume 1, My Dog is a Death Dog. So God of Death Leo has been dispatched to Earth on a mission to save human souls, and has found himself at a small hospice called Okano Hospital. For this task, he's been granted the form of a dog. With his wet nose and doggy good looks, little death god Leo can ease patients into their next life. Then we have Colourless Volume 5. In a world almost entirely stripped of colour, the rare scraps of pigment that remain hold great power, and a secretive cult known as the Order would use that power to see colour return to the world through the coming of their chromatic god. But the birth of a god requires a sacrifice. Then Don't Call It Mystery Omnibus 5 to 6. After getting hurt, Totinoru ends up in the hospital. There he meets a beautiful young woman named Lisa. As he follows her coded instructions, he uncovers a disturbing urban legend about an angel of embers who's made it their mission to save children. But who exactly is this angel, and what are their true intentions? I have to say I love this front cover. It's very Christmassy and perfect for a December release. And then we have Ex-Yakuza and Stray Kitten Volume 4. This is the final volume of the series, so if you want to find out how it all ends for ex-Yakuza Jin and his stray kitten Sabu, pick this volume up. Then we have The Ancient Magus' Bride Volume 19. Philomela finally reaches out for help, and Lisbeth gives in to blind obsession in this volume. Then we've got a new series, I Married My Female Friend. Kurumi and Ruriko made a deal. If they were both single in 5 years, they would marry each other. 5 years later, neither woman is attached, so it's time for a wedding. They've got a lot to learn about each other in their newly shared home, but will they stay friends or become something more? Then we have Volume 4 of Marmalade Boy, and Mickey wants to save up money for her trip and gets a job at an ice cream shop, but disaster strikes when she's working there. Then we've got The Secret of Friendship, and it's a self-contained shoujo drama of romance and friendship, written by the author of the manga series High School Debut and My Love Story. It follows Iko and her best friend Moe, who are so different to each other but share such a strong bond that Moe has one condition when dating guys. Her boyfriend must value Iko more than he does Moe. What happens when she finally meets a boy who can follow that? And then from Square Enix we have The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl Volume 2. Snow Spirit descendant Himuro finds himself infatuated with his somewhat offbeat and aloof colleague, Fuyutsuki. Despite how cool, capable and collected the two co-workers seem to be on the surface, their romantic inexperience may prove to be one of the greatest obstacles they'll face in coming to grips with their feelings for one another. And that is it for the December releases, at least in the first half of the month. You'll have to excuse my voice, I'm getting over a bit of a cold. I hope you enjoyed that, and if there are any series that you really like the look of, do let me know in the comments below. And if you would like 10% off at SciFier.com, please do check out my code below. I hope you have a lovely manga buying month. Bye everyone!